unboxing new import plants, plus an import update 1.5 years later. Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel, or if you're new, my name is Rose, my pronouns are she, her, and I got this amazing box from Kartel Down in Indonesia with some spectacular anthurium that I was gonna unbox for you, but I filmed that already and I accidentally had the settings on my camera wrong, so it was a time lapse with no audio, so yeah, there's nothing in here anymore. So I'm just gonna show you the plants. But before I do that, I wanted to update you on the plants that I got from Kartel Down about 1 year and 9 months ago. August of 2022, I posted an unboxing. And I thought it would be fun to show you what they look like now, having been in my care for this long. Have they sized up at all? Yes, they have. So I wanted to start with this beautiful velvet mask anthurium. When I unboxed it, it already looked amazing. I was already immediately in love with it. And this is what that looks like now. Look at all the beautiful leaves. I love a good dark leaf that doesn't have a lot of silver on it. And also I love a closed sinus, like forgetti. I don't know what the hybrid of this is actually. By the way, do you notice that hole? I made that in a repotting video that I may have posted already or that you'll see soon. Accidentally cracked it, so. But that happened a lot with these leaves. You'll see on the other plants as well. Wait, here there is a hole. It just happens. The little one has a hole. This is actually, by the way, a little baby plant that is growing out the side. Sometimes anthuriums make little pups and I love that. It makes the pot a little bit fuller. There's some cute smaller size leaves again, but in general it has sized up really well. Look at this. And the newest leaves come in super beautiful and red. It's already faded a little bit, but the back of the leaf as well. See all the pink veins over here. It is such a stunning plant. I'm so impressed with how fast it has grown, how much it has sized up. I just repotted it and I'm actually growing all these plants in regular room humidity, which apparently is a bit of a surprise about some of these plants, but it works really well for me, except for some of them when they come out, get a little bit crankled, so you have to keep an eye out when there's a new leaf. I have all of these plants either in the Anthurium mix by Soil Ninja, which if you want to try that on your first order, you can get a discount with my code PLANTWITHROSE, or my airy soil mix, just 1/3 bark, 1/3 potting mix, and 1/3 perlite. Just anything that is nice and airy and lets the plant's roots breathe a little bit. So that's the first one. I think it's a huge success. Look at the size next to my head. Oh, and I didn't even show you yet, but all these plants are at a flowering stage now. So this has an inflorescence. It has made a few before. I usually break them off because I'm not really into making seeds. It requires a lot of patience that I don't necessarily have. I prefer to just have nice, beautiful leaves. But maybe I'll make a hybrid. Maybe I'll save some pollen and try and make some seeds. Would that be an interesting video for you guys? Let me know in the comments, or let me know if you've tried and made cool crosses at home. The next plant I unboxed was the King of Spades, or Ha-U. And they sent me a tiny baby one. You could already see a little bit of the shape and what it could be. And this is what it looks like now. This is next to my head. Look at that! It has several leaves. Some of them a little bit crispy, which might be due to humidity issues. This one is very damaged. It came out stuck, which may have to do with the renovation, but that's okay. The new leaf is beautiful. I think it's just about hardened off now. You do see some marks on it, some damage. This is pest damage. I've had some issues with mostly thrips, I would say, on this one. And I have good bugs arriving hopefully today. I should keep an eye on the front door because our bell is not working. But even with the trouble, I think it looks incredible. Super dark, super beautiful. And this one actually has an open inflorescence here. So I can make some Ha-U babies if people are interested in seeing that process or maybe getting them. I don't know. But I feel like there's already so many amazing people who make amazing crosses and seedlings and seeds. I don't think mine would, how do you say? There's already plenty on the market, so I don't know if it will be at all useful or interesting, but it might make for a good video. So if I'm patient enough to make that. This lives in our bathroom here, which I thought wouldn't get a lot of light because that is the north and that is west, and there's just a tiny window here. But just a few days ago, the sun was shining right on this leaf in our bathroom and it looked so stylish. I felt like a proper Instagram person to have this beautiful bathroom with the beautiful plants. So that's King of Spades. And then the last one was a little one called Blackjack, which I didn't know much about. And with Anthurium, keep in mind that when they are small, you can't often see what they're gonna look like much anyway. So you just have to plant them up and wait. And I am so excited to show you this one because this is what it looks like now. I don't know if other people also love this, but just even the shape of the smaller leaves, I absolutely loved. Look at this. I don't know what the hybrid is, Blackjack. I should look that up, but well, I'm recording now. And then this latest leaf is huge. As you can see, it's sized up a lot. I think they're definitely happier with my care since the renovation, and also of course spring. You do see a lot of marks on there. Actually, the first time recording this, I found a bunch of mature thrips on here, so I killed those, and I do see a larva there as well. But like I said, the good bugs are coming. Can you see the damage? Maybe that's useful for people to see. When this leaf was still a baby, it had this chocolatey brown color that I absolutely adore. I couldn't stop taking photos of it to capture the beauty. It was insane. It's now turned a little bit more green. You can see me constantly looking at the viewfinder thingy because this is just such a beautiful plant to me. I'm curious if other people feel this way as well. I feel like there's two sides, people who love silver on Anthurium and then people who love this dark, no silver in the veins type leaves, and the second one is me. Oh, and I almost forgot to show you, Blackjack is also making an inflorescence and a new leaf is on the way. So yay! Let's look at what they sent me this time. This box, by the way, was kindly gifted to me by Cartel Down. They've recently started a website and they have these local hubs in different parts of the world, which makes the whole importing process so much easier. It's kind of weird to do all this again, but the first one I opened was a tiny little box with a seedling inside. It is an Ace of Spades crossed with BVEP crossed with AOS-DF. And I don't know what those are. Hello, Editing Rose here. I wanted to explain quickly what these letters all mean for anyone who isn't a crazy Anthurium lover. So AOS stands for Ace of Spades, which used to be in tissue culture, used to be everywhere in garden centers, at least in the US. And then nobody was really interested in them. So this is what I've researched, heard. They stopped producing them because nobody was buying them. And then the plant craze started. And we all love them because they're beautiful velvet dark plants. And they are now very, very hard to find and very expensive. And then that BVEP, that's a shorthand for Black Velvet Eastern Panama, which apparently was a species that was newly described and has now been named, let me find the name, Antolakii. So it's a cross of AOS and that Antolakii, am I saying that right? Crossed with an Ace of Spades DF, which stands for dark form. So it's a lot of AOS, which I would love to own a pure AOS at some point, but for budget options, that's not really possible. They're going for so much money, even the crosses. But this, I'm very excited to own because it's very close to being a pure one. And the other cross in there, the Antolakii, is also stunning. I just love whatever they create, really. So there we go. It wants to focus. Look at that little seedling. It's already kind of too tall for the little box. So I'm gonna leave this open in one of my prop boxes and just let it be a surprise. I love Ace of Spades. It's never been affordable since I started loving them, and I'm so excited to see what this is gonna turn into. It took a little while to edit these videos, so I'm including a 2-week update of these plants as well. This is what it looks like now. It has definitely grown. Look how tall it has become, and I think it still looks good, so that is definitely positive. The second little box I opened is a blue pappy crossed with RLFS. And again, I have no clue what that stands for, which I really should look up. But I haven't, and we're just gonna continue filming. It's fine. These leaves are so adorable. They're already pretty big. Look, finger size. And there is a new leaf. Does it want to focus on it? Right in there. Yeah, there you go. Can you see it? And you can see roots all over this pot. So this is gonna stay in here for a little while. I personally don't like growing in moss, especially for bigger plants, but this, like the little seedlings, I usually leave in moss until they get a little bit bigger and then add in some soil, slowly transition them to my airy soil mix. 2 weeks later, and this baby is growing its first new leaf. Check that out. So adorable. Next up, I opened this gorgeous little plant and I found out that there are these labels on every package, which I think is genius. This is Papillilaminum crossed with Queen Crystallinum, Papillilaminum X. And this is what the plant looks like. Quite elongated leaves, nice and dark, which like I said, I love. There's a newish leaf here that's still a little bit brownish. And then since I already started taking care of these plants, you can now also see the roots, which is kind of cool, because there is a ton of roots on this plant. That's what I noticed from my last import with Cartel Down. There was really no adjustment time for the plants or like shock after having traveled across the world. So I hope that is the same for these and that they're just gonna be amazingly happy. 2 week update. This one looks great. The leaves look happy, the plant looks happy. There's no new leaf yet, but this one was still pretty new when it arrived, so far so good. Next up, I opened this one, which is RLFS crossed with Dark Phoenix. Look at this little beauty. Again, it's super dark, no veins, which I love, and a very open sinus at the top here. Oh, even the baby leaves have that already. So that is cool. And there's tiny little fuzzy roots already growing as well. These roots also look great. Not as many as the previous one, but still plenty of roots for a little seedling. I'm really excited. Like I said, you never really know from small plants, but they have so much potential. The parent plants are so stunning and you just have to wait and see to know what yours is gonna look like. 2 weeks later, this looks beautiful still, and it's also working on a new leaf. Can you see it in there? Very nice. These are now potted up in soil, so I'm excited to see how they will grow and size up. It is a little bit wet in there though. The last one I unboxed was the Hoffmanii crossed with Velvet Mask. So it's part this plant and then part Hoffmanii. And this is what it looks like. It has the nice lobes over here, and again, really dark, no silver, not much pronounced veins, which I like. And this one has a little baby leaf right there. I hope this continues developing. I didn't have any issues the last time. Again, look at how many roots there are. I'm considering either potting these up straight into soil with a little bit of moss, or maybe I'll dunk them in some warmish water with vitamins for like 24 hours, like the whole plant, because sometimes that's a good way to rehydrate them and help them through the shock, if there was any. 2 week update. This guy, the new leaf, has developed very nicely. Look at this. Beautiful dark velvet as well. And I just spotted a very fuzzy new root as well. So I think it's growing really, really well. If you're also interested in getting some of these amazing plants from Cartel Down, they now have a website, like I said. I will link it below. And I think they have a deal for 10% discount on your first order. And also they're offering a kind of like a surprise box. It's called a treasure chest, I think, and it's not a lot of money where you get surprise plants from them. Please let me know in the comments below if you have imported before and what your experiences were, or if you have any questions about importing. I have made a video before where I talk about my tips for importing, which I also will link down below. And let me know if you enjoy these update videos of plants that I got a while ago and then showing you how they are doing now. I personally very much enjoy making them because I get to compare and see right after each other how much they have improved, how much they have grown and sized up. So I'm really enjoying making these. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up, subscribe below if you haven't already, and you can join my YouTube or Patreon memberships for a monthly Zoom call and a private Discord chat. Thank you so much, Cartel Down, but most of all, thank you guys for being here, for watching my content, for being so lovely. That's what makes these videos and these collaborations possible. I love you guys so much. I appreciate you. I love meeting you guys in person. I'm actually thinking about organizing maybe another meetup soon-ish. But thank you guys so much for being here, and I will see you in the next video.